Let's talk about extemporaneous speaking. Funny word for like conversational, right? So what it is, it's meant to sound like a conversation. Like you're speaking with someone face to face. It's supposed to make them feel comfortable, like you're meeting them at their level and kind of equal ground. Think about what's on people's minds all the time. They're worried about the kids, the bills, the groceries, the traffic. You got to get past that noise. You got to get them interested in the product, like performative nonchalantness. So you want to be like ready, but you want it to look like you know just off the cuff. It works because it allows for adaptation. You're seeing like your people that you're talking to like shifting in their seats or like have a puzzled, confused like dog tilt head look that you can kind of course correct and like make sure things are clarified or skip some parts or add some more definition if need be. The issue that can come up is it's not a presidential speech or whatever. It's it can be imprecise. And when words super matter, that can be an issue. You don't want to be taken like incorrectly. Disorganization can really throw you off track. I think I'm learning that right now. Plus, you need an extensive knowledge about what you're talking about. Structure is incredibly important. I kind of use the guidelines that were in that first video to set up my notes. One thing that I found fascinating was how much practice it takes. Obviously, not a lot of practice with this one, but this one's more of a discussion, so I'm just trying to get used to being in front of the camera. But I can see the difference, I guess, between first take, second take. Once again, it's supposed to be non-scripted. You have a general outline, main topics you want to hit, how you kind of want to finish, how you kind of want to begin, and that on your own is your term. So how I will use videos and stuff we watch. I found it kind of fascinating just how much of our lives is like you are the product. How you present yourself is like your brand or whatever. I grew up right on the cusp of the internet. Like I was a kid, and then the internet came out, and now it's like today, right? There's people that like grew up with FaceTime. They hold their phone like this, not like this. And it's crazy interesting to see the kids that are raised in this environment and how naturally they take to it. I still feel like it's incredibly performative and like kind of fake. My immediate thought is to do something totally different. I want to do like those hostage videos or something like that. And that's not the deal. We gotta play the game, I guess. Learning how to do that. Accept the society onto which I am in. Eye contact with a camera is strange, especially if it's like a Zoom meeting and there's like little people heads down there on the screen. Dividing my attention between looking at them and looking at the camera, which is looking at them and not, it's inverse. It's very strange to me. It's a skill I need to learn, but world is becoming more and more online, and it's becoming just the way. So everyone's on TV all the time. Being aware if you have any like props or screens you want to show, to not like turn your back so they can't hear you talking, so they interact. So like I guess you could say you're staging and like where you're standing and like how you're gonna point or mention your subjects are important. Aware of surroundings. Aware there's a very bright light right here, which I'm just now noticing. But generally speaking, you want to not be too busy, slash you, slash your background. You want to make sure your audio is clean. You don't want to sound like one of those 4 o'clock in the morning public local used salesman car commercials. Messed up audio. You want to make sure you don't have a crazy striped shirt on that makes the camera look like you're some kind of optical illusion. Lighting effects are important. So like vamp and vamp, essentially. Soft light. Let's see what else. Controlling the image that you're trying to present. It's interesting because it's like you can really set this situation up to meet your needs, to sell the idea that you're trying to sell. You can control all aspects of that, which I find fascinating. When I went to art school one time, and I was torn between which department I wanted to go into. It's like I like painting, but I also like building stuff, interacting with environments. What I learned about myself is like I essentially want to control every aspect of everything around me, which is a whole other personal thing. But the older I get, the more I'm like, go with flow, be a salmon, swim with stream. Let's see what else. Trying to close out here. We can control that setting. We can decide what we do with it. Sometimes there'll be interesting noise on the side, like a cat continuously meowing at you. You're trying to make a recording, but you gotta stay focused and on topic. Always record.